Imagine for a moment that all birth records suddenly disappeared, and your parents simply couldn't remember the year you were born. How would you figure out your actual age? Without a birth certificate to tell us our place in line, most of us would default to the timeline society dictates. For those under 35, the expectation is a phase of high competition, where you are constantly trying to prove your worth to peers. For those over 65, the cultural script suggests it is time to step back, slow down, and quietly dispense wisdom from the sidelines rather than pursuing active challenges. For generations, chronological age has functioned as a rigid blueprint. We use it to map our physical limits and social expectations, rather than simply tracking the passage of time. This conditioning starts early, often in a doctor's office. When a physician asks, "How old are you?" they immediately use that number to assign specific expectations to your body and mind. But that historical assumption is shifting. People are realizing that if they feel vibrant at 50, there is no biological law preventing them from maintaining that same vitality at 80 or 90. This shift focuses on ensuring that as our life expectancy grows, those extra years remain active and healthy. Relying entirely on the date you were born is proving to be a flawed way to measure human potential. Psychologists track a concept known as subjective age. This is the specific physical and mental age a person actually feels, regardless of what their birth records state. This chart maps our aging process. After age 40, people consistently report feeling 20% younger than their biological age. As data progresses, the gap between biology and perception grows. Turning 50 might sound old, yet an individual's physical reality remains anchored closer to 40. Feeling younger is a measurable psychological asset that changes how our brains process the timeline of our lives. When researchers track health outcomes over decades, they find a consistent pattern. How old a person feels is often a more reliable indicator of their future lifespan and health than the year they were born. Of course, biological reality still asserts itself. You feel your age when you are nursing an injury, recovering from exhaustion, or finding it difficult to get back to sleep in the early morning. But physical decline can be countered by our surroundings. Entering a specific environment, like a college campus or coaching children in baseball, instantly revives a much younger subjective reality. Our subjective age is elastic. It responds directly to social interactions, proving that our internal clock is deeply influenced by our daily context. To protect a younger subjective age, individuals must actively reject the age-related stereotypes that society tries to prescribe. This is easier when we find mentors for aging, older family members who model a vibrant later life through their own daily actions. These mentors succeed by maintaining simple daily mobility, engaging in lifelong hobbies, and keeping up with family traditions. Having a personal role model for successful aging allows us to rewrite the script of inevitable decline. Successful aging is driven by a sense of purpose. Decline often begins when a person stops pursuing a why, rather than when they stop working. Consider the case of a professor specializing in theoretical physics. For decades, his career required intense, highly specialized focus to navigate complex scientific problems. At age 70, he changed direction entirely, moving from the physics department to become the editor of a literary arts journal. This new challenge provided the cognitive stimulation needed to keep his mind active and his internal clock energized. Your biological age is a bureaucratic fact. It is your subjective age, fueled by curiosity and purpose, that dictates the quality of your life.